Forbes Media Chairman and Editor-in-Chief Steve Forbes is the author of the new book, Money. He joins us. Nice to see you, Steve.
Good to see you, Greta. Thank you.
All right, and going through this book, because I'm always forever trying to get to the bottom, but as I understand it, you say that the problem with our economy is an unstable dollar, which leads to an unstable global economy, and we have an unstable dollar because of President Nixon in 1971 taking us off the gold standard. Is that right?
You've got it exactly right. It's like if you change the number of minutes in an hour each day, imagine how difficult life would be. When the dollar doesn't have a fixed value, you get less investment. If we'd had the kind of growth rate since 1971 that we had before 1971, when the dollar was linked to gold, our economy today, Greta, would be 50% larger. Can you imagine people having 50% higher incomes today than they do? Life would be a lot better, a lot easier.
Well, you lay out such a convincing argument because we seem to be doing well and actually sort of steady and doing well until this 1971 point with Nixon. Why aren't others who are economists, why aren't they looking back at this point and saying this is where we went off the rails?
Well, that's one reason why we wrote the book, was to start educating people, because economists have been taught that playing around with money, playing around with the value of money is a good thing, even though experience shows just the opposite. So the Federal Reserve is still manipulating money. Central banks around the world are doing the same thing, which is why we have the crummy economy we have today. People can't trust the money. You don't get investment in the future that you'd normally have, and savers are punished.
Are you saying that if we went to back to the gold standard, because I know in your book you don't say go out and buy gold. You say don't go out and pay attention to those ads. You don't give that advice in this book. But if we went to the gold standard, would that at least help stabilize us?
Oh, it would perform a miracle. When we were on the gold standard, we had a lot higher growth rates, even though you have fluctuations in the economy. You can plan for the future. Savers aren't punished when they put aside money. They get real interest rates. So you have more capital creation, more investment, and that's how you get innovations for the future. Otherwise, when money's unstable, people buy hard assets like land just to hold on to what they have. So it puts us in a rut. Again, we'd have a much bigger economy today, 50% larger, if we'd done what we did for the first 180 years of our existence, when we were mostly on a gold standard most of the time.
Steve, thanks. The book Money is just out,
Thank you.
It's an interesting read. Thank you, Steve.